This table here is going to change the way you think about fat loss forever, so you're not focusing on just doing more exercise to burn more calories. How's it going, everyone? And today we're going to go through the TDEE table. Now this is your total daily energy expenditure. On average, where is it that you're actually burning the most calories from throughout the day? Now this table is extremely important to understand, especially for anyone trying to lose fat currently, because the majority of people believe that the only way to lose fat is to do more exercise. So along with your diet, doing more exercise will burn more calories, so you remain in your calorie deficit so you can lose more fat. And it makes perfect sense, and there's actually nothing wrong with it. It's completely logical. But if you understand this table, it will show you that actually exercise isn't the only thing you should be focusing on when it comes to fat loss, and you can focus on different areas instead of exercise that will actually make the whole process easier and faster. I want to preempt this by saying that hopefully you should know by now, and if you don't, the only way you will lose body fat, the only way, is by staying in a calorie deficit for a long period of time. So before we get into actually how to burn more calories, it's best if you understand your personal numbers. So if you head to tdeecalculator.com, input your details, and this will give you your maintenance calorie level. Now this is a rough estimate, but if you want to lose body fat, then you need to be eating and consuming less than that number of calories every single day for a long period of time. So apologies if you knew that already, have to go through it before going through the table. Now let's get into the 4 different areas. So each one of these areas is an area where you will use energy throughout the day, and some areas are clearly far larger than others. The most interesting thing about this table is that the smallest area where you're using energy and burning calories throughout the day actually comes from exercise. As you can see at the top here, it's only about 5%, roughly 5 to 10% of your total daily energy expenditure comes from exercise. The third largest area that your body uses energy is from the thermic effect of food, aka digestion. So on average, you actually burn more energy from doing something that you don't even realize your body is doing than sitting in a HIIT class with a seat up your ass cycling on a bike for an hour. And that may sound discouraging, especially when you're thinking, but what about that wonderful sensation in my bottom? Am I never going to feel that again? It's like, no, you can still do that, but just note that your body is actually using more energy during digestion throughout the day on average than you are from doing purposeful exercise. And now we know this, is it possible to increase the amount of energy used during digestion? And interestingly enough, the macronutrient that uses the most amount of energy during digestion is protein, which as someone that is focused on building muscle is pretty good to hear. And it should be for you as well, because it's another excuse to increase your protein intake. Not only is it going to assist in building muscle, but also it's actually going to assist in burning more fat throughout the day. So when looking at the thermic effect of food or digestion, you can increase the amount of energy used during this by just eating more protein. This is where it starts getting really interesting, because the second largest area we use energy throughout the day is through non-exercise activity. This section here, this neat section, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is any kind of movement you're doing throughout the day that is not planned exercise. So this is things like literally standing, as I'm doing now, walking, going up the stairs, fidgeting, cleaning the house, making your bed, fluffing a pillow. And because this is such a large area where we're using so much energy, we can just increase this to lose more fat. And so you could do 10,000 steps, burn an extra 300 to 500 calories rather than doing another HIIT class. You could stand at your desk when doing your work, when taking your calls. You could clean your house once a day. You can make sure you make your bed and your sofa, all with the goal of losing more fat. It's not only exercise and diet, it's literally everything else you're doing with the other 23 hours of your day. I need to emphasize that this should not be a replacement for doing focused exercise, because doing cardio and weightlifting has its own unique benefits. Increasing muscle mass, increasing strength, improving cardiovascular fitness, improving mental health. All right, but let's get on to the largest area where a human being burns the most amount of calories throughout the day. And this largest section is your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. Your basal metabolic rate is the amount of energy you burn throughout the day when your body is at rest, doing normal bodily things, sleeping, breathing, making your heart beat, moving blood around your body. All these things that we don't even notice are going on when our body is at rest is actually burning the most amount of calories throughout the day. Your BMR can also be tampered with. Some people's BMRs will be higher than others, and this is due to a number of factors that are also within your control and some that aren't. But let's focus on the ones that are. Why would some people's BMRs be higher than others? Well, their body is simply running more efficiently. So how do you make your body run more efficiently? Remaining hydrated is going to help. Improving the quality of your sleep is going to help massively. Reducing cortisol levels and lowering stress is going to help massively. So just by focusing on those three things is not only going to make your overall life a million times better, right? But it's actually going to help you burn more energy throughout the day. Also, people with more muscle mass usually have a higher BMR. So then instead of focusing only on cardio to burn more calories, you could actually weightlift, build some muscle, still lose calories through the process of weightlifting, and afterwards, through the anabolic effects, as your muscles are growing, you're still burning more calories. Then once you have more muscle mass, your BMR will go up and you'll use more energy. This is why I am such a massive advocate for weightlifting over cardio for most people. I've gone through all of the different areas of your total daily energy expenditure. Hopefully now you can see that exercise by itself is not the only solution to losing fat. And if you are to remain in your calorie deficit, as that is the only way you will lose fat, you can focus not only on exercise, but on digestion, on your BMR, and also on your non-planned exercise. This will make the process of losing fat far, far easier, I promise you. So I really wish you the best of luck if you are trying to lose fat. Incorporate this into your daily life and it will make such a difference. And if you're someone who is looking to have a physique transformation, build muscle or lose fat, then either send me a direct message or head over to my website. The link will be in the description of this video, and check out my 12-week one-to-one coaching package. Cheers for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.